G'day and welcome to my garage.
I'm now drilling the connecting bolt holes to bolt these pulleys together into one 4-pulley pulley. If that isn't confusing you, it's definitely confusing me. So at the present moment I've drilled the first hole back here. You may not see that. Can you see that? I don't know. Now I'm using the dividing head. I'm doing these bolt hole patterns, three bolts, 120 degrees. I'm using the dividing head for this. So this is a 50-to-1 dividing head, so don't take these numbers seriously if you've got a 40 tooth, 40-to-1. So on this I need 3 holes. I need the 21 count plate, which we're currently on. So 21, yeah, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, yeah. So I'm on the 21 count plate. I've got to do so I'm not too sure what I lost there. The camera went stupid. This is the 3-inch pulleys, 75mm. I've got to drill 3 equidistant holes, 120 apart. So this is a 3 pattern. I'm doing it on the dividing head. This is a 50-to-1 dividing head. So for that I need a 21 hole pattern, or 21 count pattern, which I've got that plate. It's 16 turns and 14 holes between. Now I've already brought it around to the second hole position, so let's do that. We're still recording. I don't know what this camera's doing. Let's put a bit of petroleum jelly on there. And so release the brake. 16 turns. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 turns and 14 holes. Swing that around to the next, oh you rotten thing. Oh well, good thing I don't need to drill the next one. How's that looking? That looks pretty good. It's that hot in the shed here, it's things are melting. Alright, let's lock that into position. This 120 degrees doesn't have to be perfect. It's only to make it look nice. Alright, I shall continue. Right, I've got a second set of holes to drill in these 3-inch pulleys. Can you see that? Anyhow, Again, 120 degrees, but I want to advance it 40 degrees away from the others. So I need to advance it 40 degrees. Now 40 degrees is 1/9 of a circle, so 9-hole circle, which is the 18 plate, which I'm on. 9-hole, 5 turns and 8 holes. So now I go back. I have to go back to the 21. I want 3 turns, so it was 21 plate, 16 turns, 14 holes. So let me put you on hold while I turn. Okay, I'm back in business. So I've done my 16 turns for 14 holes. A little bit of goop. Holes, 16 turns and 14 holes. And that looks about right. Alright, that's the 2 3-inch ones drilled. Just countersinking the holes. So these 3 will bolt this pulley onto the 3-inch onto the 4-inch. The other 3 will go the other way into the 2-inch. Something's hanging on. Just got to drill these out to clearance on the 3, and it is a tapping thread on the 4-inch. Wrong drill. Hit that a bit hard. Okay. Now these three outer holes, I need to drill the guide plates and this 5-inch wheel. So we'll just put it in there. I didn't put any lube in there. Okay, let's do this again. Okay, take this plate off, deburr all the holes and thread them, well, drill these out to 5mm because that's 4.2. Drill the plate out to 5mm and tap the threads. That's it, it's 5 holes. One of them went all the way through with the drilling process, so another mistake. Although this is the first pulley set, so hopefully I'll learn from my mistakes here. You reckon? Probably not. Okay, let's put this together. just doing the final mock-up because I'm going to pull it all apart, clean it up, deburr, see if anything I missed deburring, plus clean up the extra hole where I punched all the way through. Anyhow, each plate and each pulley has got a centre pop mark, so I line them all up. It's a timing thing for the bolts, they're not perfectly 120 degrees, some of them. So this plate's got a centre pop mark, which means it goes on that way. And that's it assembled. There's a fair bit of weight in that. There's a lot of aluminium in that, to be truthful. But that's it assembled. Belt fits beautifully. So that's the first one. Like I said, I'm going to pull it apart again, clean it up, and then reassemble it. It's all on this shaft. Which is pretty tight. Everything moves just marginally as you tighten it up. Nothing much I can do about that. I could skim that out. I'll see what it's like on the shafts on the machine itself before I make a commitment to that. Very nice. Very happy with that. Okay, I'll start assembling the second one. All the holes, that has to be drilled still. All the other that plate's still got to be drilled. There's at the present moment there's no mistakes with these. There are some mistakes in the other one there, but I'll show you those when I pull that apart and clean it up. Right. Drilling the back plate for the 5-inch 125mm pulley. I'm now drilling the through hole for the 4-inch to 5-inch pulley and the guide in between. Now I'm drilling two steel guide plates here, the one on the outside of the 2-inch pulley and the one on the inside, which is the outside of the 3-inch pulley. So over the back here is the first pulley I finished. I disassembled, cleaned up. I'm putting it together, and as I put it together I put this next one together. So each of these plates and pulleys are stamped, so 2 punch marks on this one, 1 punch mark on that one. So in the future, if they ever get stripped, I know which way they go. Now the other thing was, I did first a dry run without the countersinking. Excuse me. That was just to make sure I've got the correct 3 holes lined up. Once I had those in, I then marked with the text with a Sharpie permanent marker the holes that I'm going to countersink, because there's 2 sets of holes, the inner circle PCD and the outer PCD. And then this is also the side that I countersink it from. Unlike this fellow, I made a mistake. That one? No, the next one. See, there should only be 1 set of countersinks. Oh, there's one set of countersink on one side, but none on the other. So I countersunk this side, and is it that side? Yes. I countersunk this side by mistake. So we've ended up with another set of 3 holes, clocked 10, 15 degrees. Well, 30 degrees, because they're 60, 120 PCD, 60 apart, and they're halfway in between. So I clocked at 30 degrees. So I've got too many holes in this, but hey, it's for this talk. Exactly for this talking point, isn't it? Where did that go? There it is. I have to shorten 3 bolts. You in focus? View? Yeah, good enough. And now to turn up the So this 3-inch 75mm one has to come off again. I've fitted it to the other 2. These 3 holes, which are for M6s. I'm not using M5s purely because I haven't got an M5 to do the job. I've got an M5 countersunk, which I've used here. I've had to recess them. They can do the job, but I don't have a long enough M5 X drive cap screw. So I'm using an M6. That's what I used on the other ones, M6s. Same problem. So this has got to be tapped, drilled and tapped M6, and these got to be drilled out 6mm. So I'll go and do that. That's also got to be drilled 6mm. That's also got to be drilled 6mm. So leave that to me. I'll do that off camera. I've already prepared 3 bolts to go through there. They were a bit longer and I had to cut them down, but I've got enough thread to do the job. I ran out of the other bolts. And now the final stage. That one. That one. Just put these. So that's the two pulleys. Now I know I'm going to have to pull these apart because I want to put a drive dog in the back here. Basically I want to screw, put a cap screw in the shaft and then the head into a slot in there, and then a set screw down here. So I can take this back steel guide off quickly with 5 bolts, 4 at the moment, but the aluminium pulley I can't get off without taking the other 2-3 stages off. That's the only problem with this design. If I want to work on the 5-inch pulley, I've got to take the 2, 3 and 4 off to get to it. But that'll be a little bit later. So what's the next job? Well, next job will be to put a set screw into these. I have to check the orientation of the set screws because the other pulleys, the set screw is in the second pulley, 3-inch pulley. I'll have to have a look at that. I don't know whether the tap is long enough to get a thread all the way down. No, it isn't. That's a 5, but a 6 isn't much longer. That's a 6. I might be able to do it if that shank will pass the threaded holes. Don't know. Alright, I've got to sort that one out. I don't know what I'll be doing next.